First, you're going to start off with your white piece of paper, pencil, and an eraser. If you have a ruler, that is perfect, but if you do not, you can use something lying around the house. Using your pencil and paper or ruler, whatever you have, you're going to create a window. This will be the side window of the art piece. Always make sure to use your pencil lightly and never do it dark, because if you do, whenever you erase, it will leave harsh lines. And if you don't do it dark, you can erase it without difficulties. Then, using your ruler or your paper again, you're going to create the outer border of the window. Using your ruler or the paper again, you're going to create a wall. This part will be the bottom line of the wall that goes straight across. To the side of your window, you're going to use your ruler or the paper again, and you're going to create a side panel that resembles shutters. This line will go to the end of the window. I made it a little bit longer here, but later on I changed it, so just line it up at the bottom of your window. Within that, you're going to create rectangle shapes that resemble the inside of the shutter. Make sure to use your pencil lightly. It'll be helpful. Watch all the steps that I do before recreating. Having a ruler for this step would be very helpful, but since I do not have a ruler, I'm just going to freehand the lines. Next, we'll begin to draw the objects that are outside of the window. The first thing you will be drawing is the grass line that goes straight across. Remember, if it's helpful, you can use your ruler. Then you're going to move to the left corner of your paper and create a mountain that goes across. Next, we're going to be creating a tree that starts from the bottom on the grass area that goes up past the mountains. But as you go up, it is going to split into a Y shape. After the Y step, you do not have to do what I do. I just did this to help me visualize how I will be creating and using oil pastels to create the top of the tree. I also did the same thing for the following side. I just created a little ball shape that would resemble the top of a tree. As I mentioned prior, I later on went back to make sure the shutter lined up with the windows. It's okay to make mistakes, and this is why it's important to draw lightly, because you can always go back and erase it. For the bottom, you're going to create a rug that resembles a fourth of a circle. Moving on to the tabletop, you're going to start at the bottom of the window shutter, and you're going to go around and make sort of what resembles a circle. It's okay if it's an oval shape, but you want to make sure that it goes down pretty far. Go ahead and watch so you can see. At the bottom of your table, you're going to create 3 legs. Use a paper or a ruler to create straight edges. After creating 1 leg, I labeled it number 1, then I went to the far end and labeled that number 3, and then I did the middle and labeled that number 2. Labeling the legs helps prevent confusion. You also want to erase the lines that are in any of the legs from the carpet on the floor. Within the legs, you're going to create straight lines that combine all 3 legs together. Erase the carpet line that goes straight through the top of the table. Next, you're going to add some fruit to the bottom of your table. Ignore the upper wall, this is a mistake and that step should be added on later. This is how it looks once I erase those details. Keeping it blank is going to be helpful for creating the fishbowl and your cat. Towards the bottom of your shutter, you're going to create the top of the fishbowl. It's easier just to watch this step than for me to explain it. Once you have finished the top, you're going to add the sides. You're going to sort of curve the top very, very slightly, then add the bottom. Once I finished adding the bottom, I looked at the fishbowl and saw what needed to be changed. It's okay to go back and erase things, which is why you should always draw and sketch very lightly. I am then adding in the waterline. Next, you're going to create the fish. You're going to create 3 goldfish. You're going to start off by drawing a somewhat shape that kind of resembles a raindrop. Then you're going to make it skinny towards the end of the tail and create that weird triangular shape towards the end of the fin. You're going to then add the top fin to the goldfish along with the mouth and the eye. Please feel free to pause and rewind if you need to on this step. Finally, we're going to move on to our cat. You're going to start with the head shape and then create an ear that goes out on the side. Make sure to erase the line that connects the ear and the head. You're going to move on to the next ear, but this ear is going to be pointing down. Next, you're going to create an eye shape that kind of resembles a cat that's kind of looking down. It's looking down towards the fish. You're going to move on to creating the body with the 1 arm that's going to be attached on the table. The next arm is going to enter the fishbowl. After creating the arm that is in the water, you're going to create the cat's tail. The one I made looked a little awkward at first, so I went back and erased it. The final step of this drawing is to erase any of the lines from the fishbowl that connect to the cat.